Hi guys, welcome back. And today in this video we'll be talking about Playwright agents, an all new feature released in the latest version of 1.56 version of Playwright, where they have added a new agent capability in order to guide the large language model through the core process of building Playwright tests. That's what they claim. And they have got three agents this time. One is the Playwright's planner agent, generator agent, and healer agent. And if you just closely look at what these agents are, these are basically performing a planning of your application to be tested, which is the planner agent. And then the generator agent is going to read the planning operation, which the first agent did by reading the MD file. And then it is going to generate the tests for you in Playwright format. And the healer agent is going to use the generated test from the generator agent, and it's going to heal the test if it fails for some reason. That's what is this healer agent is going to do. So basically, these agents are a bunch of prompts which is going to be created in order for your agents to work as expected, which means the MCP server to work as expected. Basically, these agents are nothing new, but these are the prompts which are going to guide the model context protocol server in a way that it has to work. And I will also show that the Playwright has added a couple new MCP server agents along with this particular release, which is going to help you do these operations. And I will get into all of these in a very, very detailed micro level so that you can understand what exactly is happening behind the scene. Not just understanding the functionality, but to understand what is happening behind the scene to make all of these operations happen. And most importantly, they have also added a new command called as npx playwright init agents, which means it is going to initialize these three MD files, and also it's going to add an MCP server in the mcp.json file, as you are seeing over here. And also they are going to add these three agents MD file. As I told you, this is just a bunch of text which they have added, and this is their new MCP server that they have added. I tried all of these in my machine and it's just working like charm, but it's not a new thing. You can do it yourself as well. It's nothing to do with the agents that Microsoft has released. So you can see that they have got a new loop feature, which is basically to tell that you need to add this particular mcp.json file in the VS Code. And if you say a loop as Claude, which means you're going to basically add this into the Claude code. And if it is open code, then it's going to add to the open code. That's what this particular loop of this particular init agent command is basically. And once you have this, that's it. This is what this is going to do. And you can see by going to the learn page where you can see that they have added a couple more things. The one is the they're going to add a spec folder. There is going to be a tests folder, and there is going to be a seed.spec.ts file. So this seed is basically to initialize your application before it executes. If we are mainly focusing on the Node.js based application, but I'm really not working on the Node.js application. I'm working on .NET application. I'm going to show you how you can even automate everything using a .NET based application as well, using this new Playwright agents feature. So you can see that this is my code that I was actually trying out myself before I'm going to show you the demo in a full-blown way. You see that I asked some question over here to go and generate the test for me. It did generate it for me, and then I also asked the generator agent to run the test. It was actually running it for me as well. And then I asked the healer agent to try fixing this particular code. It was also trying to fix the code for me. So everything happened over here in the chat, and I'm also using Claude Sonnet 4.5 preview model for doing all these operations. And these are the things that you are going to be getting it once you start working with it. And that's what this thing is going to happen. And you can see that the application under test that I'm going to show you is this particular application. As you can see over here, this is a MVC based .NET based application. And if you have enrolled in my Udemy courses, you know what exactly are these. So if you go to any of my Udemy courses over here, for example, the automation framework development with Playwright in C#.NET, or the API testing with REST Sharp, or with the Playwright testing with TypeScript, event-driven microsystems, or even the AI courses that I have got over here, most of these applications I actually show this exact same application while I'm trying to test it out. And that's exactly what I'm going to take this particular demonstration as well. I'm going to show you how things work. And if again wanted to learn more about the AI agents, how you can test your application using the AI agents, and how you can build your own custom AI agents, and even the model context protocol servers, you can go ahead and watch these courses, as you can see, where I have got the entire detail of how you can build your own AI agents and even MCP servers, like Playwright MCP server for that matter, and how you can start doing all of these which Microsoft is doing. You can do it yourself for your organization, and you can just remove all the security claims that they come up with while you're going to use any third-party MCP servers. That's how these particular cores are designed. Well, as that said, let's get into what Microsoft has delivered to us. So what I'm going to do is, this is the application which I'm going to test. So if I'm going to execute this particular application, it has got an front end and a back end and also an API application. So if I'm going to go and do the products over here, it's going to show me the list of product. You can edit it, you can see the details and whatever that you wanted to do. The same thing is actually coming from this particular API, and there is a back end of this particular application. So you know what this application is all about. So I'm not really going to go into that particular application. I wanted to write the entire tests for this particular application. And guess what? While I asked the same thing before, while I was trying it out, it wrote so many tests. So look at that, like how many tests it has written for edit, for delete, for create, for the product list, and for the CRUD workflow, and for the navigation operations, for the validation of the edge cases, for the API integration test. So this also wrote the API test for me. And there is also a performance test to see how the application is loading. All of these are added by this agent that we have got over here, and this new Playwright agents capability. So in order to work with this particular operation from the complete beginning, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a new Visual Studio Code terminal, and I'm also going to start everything from the scratch. So this is the application that I'm talking about over here, as you can see. And this particular application doesn't really have the Playwright tests, as you can see. So it's all completely empty. And this application can be executed even with the Docker as well, like as a Docker container, because we have got the Docker compose file, which will be very helpful while you're going to run this application in the container, and then the test can just use it without having any dependency resolving and things of that nature. And you'll also notice that the moment I start this application, there is going to be two new folders being added. One is the .github chat mode, and there is this .vs code, and there is this MCP JSON. You can just completely remove these two over from here, because these are going to be added for you the moment you are going to run that command which I was just talking about. So I have removed it fully from this particular place, from this workspace. I don't even have it. And I can even remove the cursor rules, which I don't read it. So this is how your project is going to look like if you're going to start everything from the scratch. And now I'm going to go to this particular chat mode over here. And you can see that in the agent, I don't really have those 2 or 3 agents which I was talking about or showing you, which is added by the Playwright, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a terminal over here, and I'm going to execute the command that the Microsoft Playwright team was talking about, this one, right? So I'm going to go copy this particular command, and I'm going to run it over here. And the moment I run this, you will notice that there are going to be 2 new folders added, which is the GitHub/chat mode, and there is the .vs code with the MCP server. See, look at just MCP server. This is the Playwright MCP server. They have also got a run test MCP server. This is a new argument which was not there before, and now they have added. And you will also notice that they have got a CWD for the current workspace folder. So this is going to refer to this particular working directory that you are seeing over here. That is how this particular MCP server is. And the moment you start this MCP server, it is just going to run like any other MCP server. And you can see that they have got these 3 things over here. I'm going to go into this MD file a bit more detail so that you can understand what exactly is happening under the hood. So basically, this planner.chatmode.md file is a MD file or a markdown file, which tells you that this is a user uses this agent when you need to create a comprehensive test plan for the web application or website. That is what exactly is this particular MD file. And they have got a list of tools which this particular agent is going to use, like edit, create file, edit, create directory, search, file, search, text file. Where exactly these tools are coming from? And guess what? If you're going to go to the agent mode here, and if you go to the tools option, that if you can click that, you will notice that we have got 256 tools enabled for this particular agent for this model to be using. But we cannot really use so many agents, because these tools are going to slow down the operation. But you'll also notice that over here they have got edit/create file, right? Just closely, if you look at this particular tooling list, you see that we have got the edit over here, and it has got create directory, create files, edit notebooks, and new Jupyter notebook. So these are all coming from this built-in tools that they are referring to. That is what is the list of tool this agent has to use. That's what they're telling over here. And if you have noticed the agent.md website, you know what exactly and how exactly you need to define an agent. That's what they are trying to use over here as well. And you will also notice that they have got a search tool. So let's go and see what is the search tool. If you're going to go and see this, this is the search tool they're referring to. And this has got the code base, file search, list directory, read files, search result, text search. That's what they are doing over here. And then they have got this Playwright test over here. So this is the same Playwright test which we're talking about, right? So if you're going to go to the MCP JSON, so this is the Playwright. So if I'm going to start this particular MCP server over here, they have got 39 tools, as you can see over here. So if I'm just going to probably just remove all the unnecessary tools which we don't even need for this particular execution. I'm going to remove all of these, even the Chrome dev tool that I have got over here. I'm going to remove this and I'm going to hit OK. And again, I'm going to open these tools. So you will notice that they have got this Playwright test, and you see that this browser click, browser close, browser console, and all of these are actually there here. See the Playwright test / browser console message, browser drag, and everything. So these are all the tools that this guy, the planner agent, is going to use. That is what is exactly happening. And what exactly is the planner agent is doing? You are an expert web test planner with an extensive experience in quality assurance, user experience testing, and test scenario design. Your expertise includes functional testing, edge case identification, comprehensive test coverage, plannings, and stuff. And you are going to do these operations. You're going to navigate and explore. You're going to analyze the user flow. You're going to design the comprehensive scenarios. You're going to structure the test plan, create the documentations, and this is the design way that you are going to do while you create any planning operation. Like you're going to write the application workflow, like what exactly this application is, and then you're going to also add the test scenario for all of these operations. This is what is this particular planner agent doing. Nothing new, nothing special. You can write all of these by yourself. You don't even need this fancy Playwright agents for that matter. It's just prompts. Similarly, the generator agent is also exactly doing the same thing, but just that it is going to go and generate the test based on your test plan MD file that you have got. That's what it says. Obtain the test plan with all the steps and verification specifications, and then you do all of these operations. That's what this guy is going to do. And he's also telling that how you need to write the tests. So it tells you that you go and validate if there is a spec.plan.md file. If there is, then go and use that. And if there is a c.spec.ts file, then go and use it. See, this is the new file which is also added automatically the moment I run this init agents loop VS Code, right? And that's added here over for us. And that's exactly what's going to happen for the healer agent as well. As you can see over here in the healer agent, they have got a bunch of the toolings here, and they have got a description that this particular agent is going to debug and fix the failing Playwright tests. And this is the healer agent, which is going to be like an expert in automation testing of Playwright, who is going to resolve the Playwright test failures and things. And it's going to be the workflow over here, as you can see, and this is going to do a root cause analysis, error investigation, debug failure tests, and code remediations and things. And these are the principles that you need to follow, right? Again, it's a bunch of text that you have got over here for this particular agent. And once you have got all of these things over here, the next thing which we're going to do here is we are going to see how we can start using these particular agents that we have got. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start asking the planner agent that we have got over here with a question to go and start generating or planning the test for me, and then do a generation of the test, and then do a healing of the test if it fails. So we'll see if everything is going to work for us or not. So I'm going to go and add the context of the application, which is nothing but the EA web app, which is the front end, and the product API, which is the backend. And the thing which I'm going to say over here in the command is that generate the test plan for the application. It's a .NET based app. Try to analyze both the product API and the EA web app. And the EA web app is the front end of the front end, and the product API is the API, and the backend as SQL database, right? And then I'm going to run it over here. So basically, this particular planner agent, now what it's going to do is that it is going to start doing the planning operation for me. And you can see that I'm using the Claude Sonnet 4.5 model here, so that it is going to be the best coding model in this particular year, you know that. So it is going to do everything for me, and we'll see what is going to basically happen. See that now it has started analyzing the entire application. So it knows that the application is an EA product management system, which is going to do all of these operation. And this is the front end, this is the back end, these are the key features it has got, and this is the prerequisite of the setup and the things over here. So it's going to keep on writing all of these operations, and it's also trying to see what it can give as an input for this particular application. So it's writing all the steps, like planning steps, which is required for us to test this application. So let's wait for this entire operation to complete, and we'll see what is going to be our output or the test plan.md file, which is going to be added. So cool. As you can see that we have got this test plan.md file over here, and it has got all the details, as you can see, like all the test cases that it has to use for doing the generation operation that we are going to use next. So I'm going to go and choose the generator agent over here, and I'm going to say, can you generate the tests based on the test plan that we have got over here? So that's the MD file. So I have added that in the context over here, which means it can be used for the generation operation. And I'm going to run it right now. Now, and the moment I ask to generate the test based on the test plan over here, you can see that it is going to start adding a folder for me here, like product list.spec.ts file over here, and it is adding the tests for me over here. This is something which you can see that this is the test that it has to add. So it is doing everything. So this is all happening because now the generator agent actually has got the handle of the all the test plans. So that's the reason why it is generating. So this is the context that we have given. That's the reason why it could able to generate it so quickly. And now it is generating the create product spec.ts file as well. And you see that the number of files which has been created over here is going to be shown. So I'll be just letting this AI agent to go and figure out the test cases that it has to write based on reading the test plans for me over here. So all the test plans are sitting here. So it's going to go and read all of these operations. And once everything is fully done, I will be back and we'll see how that's going to happen over there. And now you can see that the generator agent has finally did all the development for us, like all the test case development over here. And it has also created the tests like this, and it has written the test coverage of 55 plus tests it has written. And these are the key features that it has created over here. And now it says the next step is to run these tests, ensure you have the Docker Compose up and also Playwright installed, and run the test over here and things of that nature. So what I'm going to do is, can you do all of these for me? This is not something which the generator agent is equipped with, but the Claude Sonnet knows how to do all of these. That's the reason why this is just basically a prompt, and Claude Sonnet knows how to really do all of these operations. So you see that now the moment I'm going to say this particular thing over here, it is going to start creating the necessary steps for me to make the things to happen. So now you see that it is going to create a package.json file for me over here in order for the Playwright test to be executed. And also it is going to add the Playwright configuration, if I'm not wrong, because it is required for the Playwright to be executed. So it is looking for this Playwright .config.ts file. You see that it is created as well over here with all the different dependencies and the configuration which is required for the Playwright to be executed successfully. And finally, it is going to start the application in the Docker, because I told you, right, this application is basically a Docker-based application, and it can run as a Docker container. So it is basically going to run that application as well. And you can see that it is doing a Docker compose up -d, which means it has to be executed in order for the Docker to run it as well. So you can also see that my Docker desktop, I don't really have any container right now up and running, but the moment it started it, see that the container is up and running, which means the application is up and running, and it is also running in this particular port so that we can access from the local machine over here, which is pretty good. So I think the 5002 port and 5001 port is also defined in our test plan, if I'm not wrong. So if I can see here, look at that. So this is the backend API, and this is the container and this is a host port. So it has got all the details in the planning already. So it knows how to run this application and how to access this application while running the test, which is also quite neat. And now it is going to do an npm install for the test to be executed. See, now we have got the node module folder, and we also have got the package-lock.json file, which is all required and created automatically once you run the npm install, which is pretty good. So the generator agent is not really doing all of these. This is all done by our Claude Sonnet model. So you see that now it's also running the npx Playwright install Chromium, because it needs to run the Chrome browser as well. I think we already have the Chromium installation, the Chromium browser in my machine. That's the reason why it was pretty faster. And it's just waiting for a moment for the application to be executed. See that all of these are like step by step. Every single operations are happening. Your guided testing process is just keep on going up over here. And now it is going to start running the test for me. Look at that. So npx playwright test -- project as Chromium. Look at that. I have not written even a single line of code. I just asked it to go and generate a plan and do the generation operation, and it is running things for me over here, and it is running the tests, which is pretty good, pretty neat. I think this is one of the features which I talked about while I was working with the tool called as Test Sprite. If you remember, the Test Sprite has got exactly the similar kind of operation as well. Woo, look at that. We have got the test report from the Playwright as well. 35 tests are passing, 20 tests are failing. It's not really doing any retry or whatsoever. We can ask the agent to do it for us. But look at that. We have got the test. So product is being created. It also did all of these operation and things of that nature. And if it is failing, you can also see the video of what has gone wrong. So if I'm going to go and play that video for you over here, it should ideally show it, but it's not showing me. I don't know why. But is it because the execution has stopped here? That's the reason why it's doing that. So let me just keep, yeah, there we go. I'm just gonna run it again just for the Playwright report. So I think it's doing something backend over there once the execution is complete, because it has stopped doing it. But you can actually see the videos and the reports, everything, because you see that we have got the test results being created for every single execution. So it has got the video.webm file, which means we have got the videos which we can actually see what's really going wrong during that particular execution. The last operation that we actually need to do is the healing operation, which I'm going to ask the healer agent to go and fix this particular code and make this test to be passing as well. I'm just going to go to the healer over here, and I'm going to say, can you try to heal the failing tests I have while running them. So I'm just going to choose the healing agent or the healer agent to do those operations. So we'll see what is going to basically happen. Look at that. I think the moment I choose the healer agent, it's just unselected the tools for me, which is not quite right. So I'm going to go and choose that, and I'm going to save it, and I'm going to say try again. I think that's something which I noticed many times. The moment I choose the healer or the planner or any other agent, it removes all the tools for some reason from the list of the tools it can support. But now the moment I go and manually add it, it's going to do it, which is pretty good. Okay, so I think it tried running the npx command wrongly here. See, the command is wrong. npx playwright x. That's not how you do it. Yeah, now it found out how to run the test correctly, and it is running the test again, and hopefully this time it sees what are the failures in the test. So the healer agent knows that it has to run the test first before it start to heal the testing. And because our application is already running in the Docker container, we don't really have to worry about how the application can be executed. And the good thing, you also noticed it can be your TypeScript application or Node.js based application, or even a Java based application like .NET as well, like what I'm showing you here. You can use this particular agent for any of these programming language or any of these programming based application. It is just going to work. So you can see that it has executed all the tests over here, and it has found that these are the failing tests that it has got, 25 failing tests. So now it is doing a create created like 5 to-dos over here in order to do the fixing. So it's going to do like fix the strict mode violation in the locator, fix the validation message visibility check, and then fix product type drop down select our issues, and fix the test data isolation issue, and fix performance test timeout. So it's going to basically use the Playwright test MCP server this time while it is trying to do the fixing of the issues, because it now knows that how to read through the applications very clearly as well. So it is doing all of these operations. Look at that, how many tests it has created. My God, this is huge. See, it's doing a lot of different operations. So I'm going to allow this in this session, and it is fixing all the errors. And you see that all the issues are now being fixed over here, which is pretty good. And once it is all fixed, and it's going to just work for us over here. So this is how exactly the Playwright's agent is going to work. And this is basically, as I told you, like a bunch of all the different prompts that you have got. Like you're just creating all the prompts, and then you are trying to use these prompts as an input for the large language model, because every time you can use the exact same thing, the Playwright MCP server as well, just that you don't know what exactly the prompt that you need to use. But because now we have got the prompt as an input to the large language models, now it is very easy for the large language model to go and generate, because that's how these things are working. So you see that now every single operation that that is being done over here is all going to be like generation operations, and it also going to do the planning operations, and also the healing operation by running the test for you in front of you. Like everything is going to be taken care by these agents, and everything is so much seamless this time. So this is what is the Playwright's agent, and this is how you should actually use while you do it for your testing operation. But again, you need to have the licensing of the Copilot within your machine or within your organization while you use it. If not, this is not going to work like how this is working in my machine, because I'm using my personal computer and it just works. But maybe in your organization, you may not have this access, so this thing might not work for you as expected. So that's it, guys. This is all about the Playwright's agent. And once again, thank you so much for watching this video. And I will let this Copilot to keep continuing the execution to go and fix this issue for me. But you have seen how things are working. Once again, thanks for watching. Catch you the next one.